So, what am I doing? What are we looking at here? That's my actual motor mount that you have to remove in order to change the serpentine belt, which is really not that bad. It's a little bit of a headache, but you know, all you really need to do is just put that under there. Just make sure you support the passenger side of the car. Just put a 2x6, nice and a big broad piece, and lay it up against your oil pan or your tranny pan, and jack it up till you can see that as you're pulling these bolts off, as you're pulling your motor mount bolts, you'll see your engine sinking. It'll start to sink. Just keep jacking up the jack until it stops sinking. Like, what I mean is, don't let your engine sink, but every time you do a twist on your bolt, you'll see the engine lower. Just keep lifting a little tiny pump with your jack until it stops wanting to drop. Then that means you've supported the engine fully. If you don't do that and you lower it, your whole engine's going to drop out. Your whole engine on this side will drop right down out of this side of the vehicle. So right now the whole left side of the engine, because the other motor mount's on, but the whole left side, passenger side of the vehicle is being held up by the jack. So it's important that you don't mess around. You got to be safe. Yeah, so other than that, just changing the serpentine belt, I mean, you have your guide right here. I mean, you're an idiot if you screw it up. It's pretty simple, but just being cautious about the motor mount situation. And yes, you can squeeze it through there. It's a little tight, but you can. You might have to mess around with it for a minute or two. Just don't get discouraged. It's just kind of how it goes. A typical manufacturer. That's your tensioner down there. Don't do what I did and loosen that bolt. You have to look right down. If you look, keep looking down. See that hole there? That hole right there. This guy. That's where you put your 3/8 socket. Just your 3/8 socket, or your 3/8 ratchet. Just put the sorry, I had a beer while I was doing it, but just put that end right in there. It should slide right in there nicely. And then you can use a snipe. All I did was grab a piece of pipe. Just like that. Bada bing. And Bob's your uncle. It's really not that hard. So whatever they want to charge you at the mechanic shop. I paid $54 for the belt. That's up here in Canada. And it took me about an hour. So we'll say an hour and a half for the real novice. If you're a professional mechanic, you can probably have it done in half an hour, 15 minutes even, if you know exactly what you're doing. It's not hard at all. So there you go. But yeah, so now I'm going to take the motor mount bracket, the reinforcing bracket, and just put it all back together. And that should be that. Then I'll have another one of those.